Right, YouTube, parcel force have just arrived. Let's see what's inside of here. Oh yeah, I'm well excited about this. Totally excited. Oh. Right, more cardboard. More cardboard, bubble wrap, cardboard, cardboard, more cardboard. Okay, we get into a big box now. We're going to get to a big box. Well, more cardboard. Right, we're nearly there. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go, YouTube. Here we go. Right. This is another box. Let's see what's inside of this box. Oh, we're getting there, YouTube. We're getting somewhere. Right. 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 Right, okay. So there's nothing else in the case. I'm very excited about this. That's good news. That there's nothing else in the case. I always check. But yeah. Right. What we got here? We've got a soft case. Yeah, a soft case. Should we see what's in this pocket? See if there's anything in it. Oh, right, okay. That's a little leaflet of the business I bought the guitar from. And that's a little original tremolo bar. Yeah, so that's that. And that looks like some jack socket, some old jack socket. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, let's keep unwrapping. Right, YouTube, I'm excited for this. I mean, the case is not great. This soft case is not great, but it came with the guitar. But yeah, this is it. Ta-da! YouTube, we've got a Japanese black Strat Standard Series 50s ST57, I think the model would be ST57V, which I think stands for V-neck shaped Strat because it's a 50s Strat. The serial number stands for 1989 to 1990. So it's a late 80s Japanese Strat, proper Fender, not Squire. You've got the Goto machine heads there. And yeah, you've got the truss rod at the bottom here. So it's a proper 57 reissue neck on this. It's actually been refretted with jumbo frets because obviously someone's loved it and they've obviously needed to refret it. But it's quite light. Yeah, it's nice and light. It's basswood, definitely basswood. They were making Strats from this period in the late 80s or mid 80s, basswood or alder. The Japanese were. Yeah, and a lot of people slag basswood off, but it's actually really good. Yeah, definitely got to be basswood. Yeah, nice and light for a Strat, which is good. So yeah, and it's a nice 50s neck on it, which is what I like. So yeah, everything is original from what I know and everything. I've seen pictures of inside the pick guard before I decided to buy this, and it's been professionally set up by me, for me, not by me, for me, by the shop. And yeah, so it stands for 1989. J begins with a J, the serial number. So yeah, if you want to look that up yourselves, then you can do. But yeah, there's no crack either side of the body where they usually crack. So it's a real player's guitar, I would say. The neck feels cool. Yeah, let me bring the camera down and let you see a close-up of it. It's a 50s reissue, standard. There you can see the Fender logo, and it's a J serial number, and it's made in Japan. And as you can see, the truss rod is at the top. Not the top, the bottom, I mean. The bottom. Can you see there? You see the lovely frets and Goto bridge. Yeah. Looks nice, doesn't it? And you can see the scratch plate has a slight crack there. But you could replace that if you wanted to, or leave it original. I would leave it original. It looks gorgeous as it is. So yeah. There we go. Goto machine heads. Yeah, look at the neck. Look. No cracks either side. Looks lovely. Right. Let's plug it in. Right. So I plugged it into my Blackstar ID Core 20 watt amp. But before I do any sound test, I like to play my guitar unplugged. So I'll put the volume knob right down, and this is how it rings. The action's super low. So that's how the action is. Rings lovely. And it does feel really nice to play. It's really low, the action is. The jumbo frets are really nice to, you know, they feel really nice because it's easier to bend. It's not for everybody, but okay, enough unplugged. Let's go for the neck pickup. This is how it sounds, yeah? Nice. Neck and middle. go to the bridge. Cool, I like it. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's new strings, it's been set up for me. It's got a nice low action. I probably could set it up a bit better with my luthier. Maybe I will do that, I don't know. But it does play nice. And I love Japanese strats. So let's put a bit of drive on it. There's one thing I need to tell you. I'll tell you at the end anyway. But let's put a bit of drive on it. We've got a bit of OD1 off the amp. So yeah. Love it with a bit of drive. Sounded great. Let's go to the middle pickup. Bridge pickup. Right, so the reason why it does sound great, I mean, I almost forgot to tell you, the reason why it does sound so great is because this guitar is all original apart from its refret, which is the jumbo frets, and also the pickups are not the original Japanese pickups. They are custom shop Fat 50s, I think. They're Fat 50s. Anyway, they're custom shop 50s. And it suits, obviously, the guitar because it's a 50s style. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great and all that. But so did the original Japanese pickups. You know, they did sound great as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't have been bothered if it had the original pickups. If anything, I don't mind it being original, but it is what it is. It's got custom shop 50s pickups in it, but apart from that, everything is stock. And the body, the root out, if you're looking to buy one of these, if you want to make sure it's original, get the seller or take the scratch plate off, and you'll see that it's been rooted out for just single coil pickups, so you won't have any swimming pool routes or anything like that underneath this Strat. These were like, you know, your 50s, 60s Strats at the time. So truss rod is always generally at the bottom. There is a few 80s Strats, mid to late 80s Strats with the truss rod at the top, but that neck won't be the same as a 50s, 60s reissue. This is a 50s reissue. It's a lovely neck. Yeah, it's beautiful. The Squires are pretty much identical around this sort of time, and they would have Squire instead of Fender on the logo. If you do find one and it's pretty cheap, rather than paying for the Fender name, get the Squire, because there's no difference, you know what I mean? Around this time, Fender and Squire, pretty much the same spec and everything. Everything would be Goto, you know, full size block and this, that. Nice and light though, this guitar. I think the Fender ones, especially around the late 80s, I think the Fenders were basswood bodies, and the Standard Series like this were all basswood bodies. And then you obviously got probably the E Series Squires. I think they had an Alder body, but I could be wrong. They probably got basswood, or maybe a bit of both, you know, because they mixed bodies and necks about. But yeah, it's fantastic. I've got the tremolo bar. I don't really use it much, but it's nice that it's nice and flat, you know, so it doesn't go out of tune. Yeah, I'm really lucky to have one of these which has been refretted with jumbo frets, because I do like jumbo frets. And also, the last time I bought a Japanese Fender Strat from this period, the frets were so thin, it was a 60s one, the frets were so thin, it was wearing really, really bad, and the next refret, the next fret dress it would have, it would need new frets. It was that low, but it was really, really cheap, and I think that's why it was cheap as well. But it was still cheap for a Japanese Fender Strat. Anyway, for, you know, especially for the time, and especially now because the prices have gone sky high. But yeah, I really like it. I like the blacky vibe, you know. I like the 50s look. I love 50s Fender Strats, so I love Japanese Strats, and it's nice to have, you know, a vintage Fender. This is definitely a vintage Fender now, isn't it? You know, this is, you know, like 40-year-old guitar, you know what I mean, nearly, or whatever. So, yeah, and they're very sought after to players, and yeah, I mean, I probably could get it set up a slightly better with my luthier, but I'm really lucky to have a Fender which has been refretted with jumbo frets, so I ain't got to worry about the frets for a long time. Just play it to death, man. Just gonna play it to death, you know. I'm not a collector where I'm gonna put it away in a case, you know, because it's a vintage Strat now, you know. It's a Japanese Strat and everything, and you know, yeah. So there's lots of people who collect these things. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it's nice and light on you, and I'm a big, massive Eric Clapton fan and Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I'm into them. I'm into them guys and people like that. And yeah, anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, to be honest, I nearly forgot that it had 50s custom shop pickups in it, because the original pickups, everyone sort of slags them off, but they're actually really, really stratty. They really sound like Strats, you know. They really sound like a 50s, 60s Strat. They're really good. Very underrated, the pickups. I mean, the guitars were underrated anyway, but not so much now. But the pickups are still underrated, you know. There's nothing wrong with them original Japanese Fender Squire pickups from the Standard Series, the late 80s, you know. They were bar magnet single coil pickups. So basically the same thing what was in my red Squire Bullet. Exactly the same, you know. Made from the same sort of period, you see. Yeah, anyway, like and subscribe to Lost Green Music. I love Goto machine heads, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.